Hi again. I told you I'd be back. We got the kids safely delivered to Bingaman's and sitting out here with a bunch of other buses waiting. Wanted to look at this guy Saul, the first king of Israel, the man that God anointed to be the first king of Israel. And yesterday we talked about how he went ahead and did a sacrifice on his own when he wasn't supposed to. But there's something more about this guy. And I think we can learn from him, from what he did wrong. So I want to read this story if you don't mind. It's in 1 Samuel chapter 15. It says, "One day Samuel said to Saul, 'It was the Lord who told me to anoint you as king of his people Israel. Now, listen to this message from the Lord. This is what the Lord of Heaven's armies has declared. I have decided to settle accounts with the nation of Amalek for opposing Israel when they came from Egypt. Now, go and completely destroy the entire Amalek nation.'" Now listen to that. He said, "Go and completely destroy the entire Amalekite nation. Men, women, children, babies, cattle, sheep, goats, camels, donkeys." He's concluded everything. Kill everything, right? So Saul mobilized his army at Telaim, and there was 200 soldiers from Israel and 10,000 men from Judah. And then Saul and his army went to a town of the Amalekites, and they laid in wait in the valley. Saul sent this warning to the Kenites: "Move away from where the Amalekites live, or you will die with them, for you showed kindness to all the people of Israel when they came up from Egypt." So the Kenites packed up and they left. Then Saul slaughtered the Amalekites from Havilah all the way to Shur, east of Egypt. He captured Agag, the Amalekite king, but completely destroyed everyone else. Saul and his men spared Agag's life and kept the best of the sheep and the goats, the cattle, the fat calves, and the lambs, everything, in fact, that appealed to them. They destroyed only what was worthless or of poor quality. And the Lord said to Samuel, "I am sorry that I ever made Saul king. For he has not been loyal to me, and he has refused to obey my command." Samuel was so deeply moved when he heard this that he cried out to the Lord all night. Early the next morning, Samuel went to find Saul, and someone told him, "Saul went to town of Carmel to set up a monument to himself, and then he went on to Gilgal." When Samuel finally found him, Saul greeted him cheerfully. "May the Lord bless you," he said. "I've carried out the Lord's command." "Then what's all the bleating of sheep and goats and lowing of cattle I hear?" Samuel demanded. "It's true that the army spared the best of the sheep, goats, and cattle," Saul admitted, "but they are going to sacrifice them to the Lord your God. We have destroyed everything else." And then Samuel said to Saul, "Stop. Listen to what the Lord told me last night." "What did he tell you?" Saul asked. And Samuel told him, "Although you may think little of yourself, you are not the leader of the tribe of Israel? The Lord has anointed you king of Israel, and the Lord sent you on a mission and told you, 'Go and completely destroy the sinners, the Amalekites, until they are all dead.' Why haven't you obeyed the Lord? Why did you rush for plunder and do what was evil in the Lord's sight?" "But I did obey the Lord," Saul insisted. "I carried out the mission he gave me. I brought back King Agag, but I destroyed everyone else. And my troops brought in the best of the sheep, goats, and cattle, and plunder to sacrifice to the Lord your God in Gilgal." Samuel replied, "What is more pleasing to the Lord, your burnt offering and sacrifices, or your obedience to his voice? Listen. Obedience is better than sacrifice, and submission is better than offering the fat of rams. Rebellion is as sinful as witchcraft, and stubbornness as bad as worshiping idols. So because you have rejected the command of the Lord, he has rejected you as king. Guys, so many Christians give and do so many good things, and they offer money, they offer the time. But are they doing what God asked them to do? So Saul was told to kill everything. And he thought he was smarter and he'd keep the sheep and goats and sacrifice it to God. But God doesn't care about the sacrifice. He doesn't care about your money. He doesn't care about anything you do as much as he cares about how you do and who you're doing it for. See, he wants your obedience. He says submission is more important than sacrifice. And he said rebellion's like witchcraft, and stubbornness is like worshiping idols. Guys, I think all of us have been guilty at sometimes, just doing our own thing and neglecting God. But you know, as long as we're breathing, we got second chance. We got a new chance every day. Saul had chances too. But Saul had an attitude that he thought he was something. And Saul never took his chances, and you know, it's pretty safe to say that, you know, he started as a man anointed by God, and he ended up as a man dead. And I'm not talking just physical dead. I think spiritual dead too. He ignored God. He ignored God, and he receives his punishment for it. You still have breath in your life. Jesus has offered a way for you to be made right with God. And all he wants is a relationship with you. Don't listen to other people and what they think is right. You know, Saul, he was, you know, he tried to, he was a guy, if you read more about him, you see that he was more concerned about people than God, really. He was more scared about what they might think. And most everything he did was to impress the people. Guys, when you're doing something, worry about impressing God. You know, the choices that I've made in the last little while, I've got no shortage of opinions. People telling me all kinds of stuff. And I appreciate the comments and the advice. But you know what? I'm trying very hard just to listen to God. And you may have some nice ideas. Whoever thought of this idea of taking the lambs and keeping the good lambs and sacrificing them, that was a good idea, except for that it wasn't God's idea. And you know, it's nice to give sacrifices, but God didn't care about them. He cared about the obedience. And you know, there's people have given me some good ideas, but if it's not what God asked me to do, I'm not doing it. I only want to do God's will. I have done enough of Dan's will all in my life. I have screwed up more than I care to admit. It's time to do things God's way. We've got a very short time left on this earth. Even if you just look at your physical life and when you're going to die, or I kind of think that I'm going to get raptured before I die, right? I think things are moving so fast. We're going to get raptured. And I want Jesus to come back and find me doing things his way, not Dan's way. I want to share that with you guys because I want you to think about it and think about the things that you do and why you do it. Are you listening to other people? Are you trying to impress other people? Is you know, so-and-so said I got to do this, and this guy said I got to do this. I had 5 people said I got to do the same thing, so I guess I should do that. Is that what you're listening to? Or are you taking the time and listening to God? Guys, it doesn't matter if 100 people tell you to do something. If God's not in it, don't do it. If God's told you to do something else, don't rebel against him. It is not worth it to walk away from God. It is not worth it to risk your salvation. Guys, Jesus paid a big price for you. The least you could do is just do what he asks you to do. You think about that today. have a good day. I'm going to just go enjoy it. It looks like I'm going to enjoy a thunderstorm really soon. It's going to be kind of exciting. I've got a front row seat. I'm looking over a nice big hill. I can see the clouds. Well, it's not even clouds. It's just a black sky moving in. It's going to be fun. Yeah. But guys, you're going to get to see these. I think I told you already. I'm going to start uploading these to YouTube. It'd be nice if you found me on YouTube and, you know, subscribed and start watching if you're interested. If you're not, I'd like to know that too. But I'd like to see comments. I'd like to. I don't know where this is leading. I don't know what God's bringing. If we're gonna have more interaction, or I'm just gonna sit here and show you my ugly face and smile and talk. I don't know. I don't know. Charlene, it's really good to see you watching. I haven't seen you guys forever. I hope you're doing well. Yeah. Anyways, have a great day, guys, and think about that. We'll talk to you later. Bye.